Sometimes I get emails saying, hey, you talk a lot about what's the problems with the system, but how do we fix it? Well, and from time to time I mention wolf-pac.com, but some of you might still not know what we're talking about there. And what we're trying to do is push for a constitutional amendment to end corporate personhood so that we can stop the unlimited money going into politics, and then we want to publicly finance elections so that they are not dependent on their donors to get reelected. Now, what's most important about this is that we actually get this into legislation. Well, that's why I love what our next guest is doing. Democratic Assemblyman Bob Wieckowski in the 20th District of California joins us right now on the Young Turks. Assemblyman, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me on the show.
All right, no problem. And so tell me about what you've co-introduced here in California.
Well, we have AJR 22, it memorializes California's disagreement with the Citizens United decision, which is a good thing, and then it proposes that the Congress set up a constitutional amendment and send it back to the states for ratification. That's the AJR 22. There's a second bill because the Article 5 of the Constitution allows the states to initiate the Constitutional Convention. So we have AJR 32, which says that California now is going to, we start the application process. It's a continuing application, and we're going to be the first state of the two-thirds necessary in order to convene a constitutional convention. So Congress would just have to pick a place and a time.
All right. Again, I love that. That's exactly what we agree with. But for the audience's sake, I want you to explain to us, Assemblyman, why you think, because the Constitution allows two different ways to amend the Constitution, right? One is through Congress, and one is through the states, what you guys are doing, calling for an actual constitutional convention. Why have you chosen that second route instead of the first one?
Well, I think part of it is that some of the members of the legislature and just the people in California, we've got 50,000 people who have signed the petition, they're just so aggravated with the Supreme Court of the decision and the lack of judicial restraint that we feel that you need to go after them with both barrels. You have to say there's two ways that our Constitution allows us to overturn these decisions, and we want to take advantage of both of them. I think AJR 22 gives more latitude to the Congress because they would, it's designed, it's a nationwide measure that's designed to give Congress the flexibility to design what that constitutional amendment would detail. As you indicated in your intro, that you want to end corporate personhood altogether. I don't think overturning Citizens United does that. It does. Some people would criticize and say it doesn't go too far. So it's up to the Congress members to get the exact wording of what that constitutional amendment would look like.
So the most important question in my mind is, what is the likelihood of passage here? Now, California is a Democratic state, but how are you looking in terms of getting co-sponsors for the bill or getting this actually through the legislature?
Well, it's already passed the Assembly. It got off the Assembly floor last week. It's scheduled later this month to go to the Senate Judiciary Committee. So I'm guessing, that I would like to think that before, sometime at the early June, that we would have this thing on the floor of the California Senate and on its way to the federal government.
Now, if the Senate passes it, Jerry Brown is a Democratic governor, but sometimes we've seen Democratic governors do funny things. Would he have to sign this at all? And I'm just trying to clarify for the audience. And if he has to sign it, then which way would he go?
He does not have to sign it. It's a joint resolution, so it's the legislature on its own saying this is what we want Congress to do. So once it passes, the parliamentarian, the clerk of the Senate, and the Assembly are instructed to transmit copies to the Senate Majority Leader, the President, the Vice President. There's language in the bill that delineates who's supposed to get this sent. So California would, hopefully join that group. So it does not need Jerry Brown's signature.
All right. So if the Senate passes it, is California then officially on the board for states calling for a constitutional convention on this issue?
No. This would put California on board for having Congress develop a constitutional amendment. to overturn Citizens United. So this is AJR 22. AJR 32, which calls for the Constitutional Convention, that's still in the Assembly, and that is having a hearing, I think, in 2 weeks. It's here in April. It's here in April.
And I think that the first one is great, and I love that California is headed in that direction. And I would imagine the Senate would pass that. It's not very controversial. It's certainly the great majority of the people of California agree with it. What do you think the chances of the 32 passing is, the one calling for a convention in the Assembly?
Well, I think 32 has, perhaps at least for the legislature, has a more pizzazz to it, or more appeal, because we are actually initiating. We're starting the application process to overturn it, so we have more control, and we only need 2/3 of the states. So I think, people can go through and say, well, if you get California's the first, that's great. Some other states will go in. You just need, after California, you need 33 more states, and it's limiting the constitutional convention. So we control our destiny. I think people like that, because you would never know. Again, being devil's advocate, you'd never know what Congress, the wording would be in Congress, versus we all want to be there at the convention hall, and we want to figure out how we're going to turn it over. And I guess there will be people that would say we want to be more aggressive, as far as the corporations and having any sort of personhood at all. That would still be up for debate at the convention.
Yeah, I'm definitely in favor of AJR 32, because I don't believe Congress is ever going to act on it. If all 50 states said, hey, for the love of God, do this constitutional amendment, I think the guys in Washington are too corrupt and they won't do it. I think the states need to take matters into their own hands and call for this convention. So final question for you, Assemblyman, is how can people that are watching this, that are throughout the country, whether they're in Wolfpack or they're not in Wolfpack, how can that help you to get that resolution passed?
Well, they can write letters to the Assembly Judiciary Committee and the Senate, California Senate Judiciary Committee, urging the members to support AJR 32 when it comes for a hearing.
All right.
And they can always contact their state representative directly.
All right. Assemblyman Bob Wieckowski from the 20th District of California, thank you so much for joining us on the Young Turks, and thank you for pushing this excellent and incredibly necessary legislation in the country.
The pleasure has been mine. Thank you very much for the work that you do.
All right. Thank you so much.